Friends, it is hot out today. Again, another day. It's very, very hot. So we are doing kitchen activities. If you see the thermometer here, it's at 110 degrees. That doesn't account for the humidity factor. So we're going to make cortito today because I've got some organic cabbages that I want to use up before. Oh man, those bunnies are eating everything. The bunnies are eating all of my, I keep herbs over here that are close to the house, and the bunnies are eating them. And it's not what it was for. But it's windy today, but it is hot. So it's just like a hot breeze. It's not very refreshing or pleasant. So let's go into the house. So I still have to process all of this garlic. I haven't gotten around to that yet because CB is panting and very, very hot. So we have been working in the kitchen. I made a frittata for my husband. I made some more mango salsa with the last of the mangoes before they went bad. So with fermenting, it's best to use fresh produce, as fresh as you have. So these red cabbages are a few days old, and I don't know how long they sat at the store. So I'm going to use them. So what you do to make cortito or sauerkraut or any type of kraut that you want, whether that's kimchi, you can add whatever mix-ins you want, right? Like just like with cooking, fermenting is the same thing, except you don't have to cook it. So I cut up, this is one head of cabbage here. I put it in a stainless steel bowl. You don't want to ferment in stainless steel because that's a big no-no. I'm going to get my salt out. I don't know my counter space today. And what I'm going to do is I'm using Redmond's real salt. I'm going to salt the cabbage in this bowl. And what this is going to do is going to pull the liquid out of the cabbage, and it's going to make its own brine. So even if you did not have a brine, so I'm going to do 3 tablespoons for a head of cabbage. So even if you did not have your own brine, this will make its own brine. So if you want to make kimchi, sauerkraut, cortito, whatever you want to do, when you put it on the cabbage, it's going to pull the water out. You're going to have a brine in there. So I leave this, I guess, like 4 to 8 hours typically. I'm trying to remember. I kind of just, sometimes I forget, but I'll cover this with a kitchen towel, and we will leave this here and let it do its thing. And then you add your own mix-ins, right? So I have in here, this is some leftover brine. I've added some crushed garlic from my pile. That's less I have to process. Some here, garlic. And then I just harvested some oregano. You could add onions. You could add hot peppers. You could add ginger. You could add turmeric. You could add whatever you want to this. But we like the cortito. I like it on a lot of things. I like it if I make Mexican food. I like it if I grill. I like it just to eat as a side dish. It's very refreshing. It's very cooling. And unlike other forms of ferments, this fermented food will last a year in the fridge. And it doesn't have the acidity of kombucha or vinegars, right? The infused vinegars. Some people don't want that extra acidity. They say it causes teeth sensitivity. Maybe it wears away your enamel. There's you could go either way. Do your own research. But I like to make things ahead of time that are going to save me time in the long run, right? So that's what batch cooking is. You do everything, a bunch of things at once, and in the, up front, you're in the kitchen a long time, but in the long run, you save yourself a lot of time. So I'll be making a smoothie today. This is some weeds from the garden, some lemon balm, some spinach that was going. So I put that in there. It's just, you do what you can with what you can. I was going to take you guys on a tour of the garden, but it's so hot and the garden is struggling. I've trimmed up a lot of the tomatoes because I hadn't removed the suckers this year because life got in the way, and I just kept thinking I was going to do it, and then it got so ungodly hot for so long, and I kept thinking when it cools down I'll do it, and it didn't. So I did that early Sunday morning. What sucks is that the vine borers, even though I treated the area extensively with the homeopathic remedies, with wormwood tincture, the vine borers still got to the Hubbard squash. So I tried to do a little surgery on that on Sunday. We'll see what happens. And then today I noticed that they got to the white zucchini. And I was not happy this morning. There was some impolite language expressed because I have tried to do everything I can to get a squash harvest. And so far we've only gotten 2 squash. So I'm hoping that the squash on the patio, oh goodness, cross your fingers, that they are okay. The thing that's happening with them is the fruit, even though I'm hand pollinating it, is shriveling up because of the heat, the massive amount of heat. So, yeah, let me know if you're struggling in the garden this year, because again, another year we're struggling. And it's been like this for the past 4+ years. So you can make your own assumption about what's going on. But I mean, I just feel like no matter what I do, and I'm trying to work with Mother Nature, and it's just not enough. We didn't cover the elderberries, so this morning I went out and harvested some of the elderberries before the birds got to them. It's just a lot. There's a lot going on. But stay tuned for videos about the upcoming self-help book. It speaks about the power of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. The wisdom that lives within her also lives within you. And the more we resist that and live out of harmony, disconnected from ourselves and from her, the sicker we will become as a society. The more pain we will have, the more diseases, the more symptoms that we will try to be ignoring. She doesn't want you to ignore her. She wants you to pay attention, just like your body wants you to pay attention. So, on that note, stay cool wherever you are. See you next time.